Hey, we're recording.
I'm the low man on the totem pole because I've been gone.
Shocker. All right,
Oh,
episode
shocker.
19. Episode 19, Boston's Big Three. Babs is back. We also brought back our editor, Joe Stafford, and Brandon, as always.
He earned his way back on this. He did a great job filling in last week. I watched the whole thing, even though you guys only had 5 viewers. But he did a great job last week, and he gets a redemption now that the big boy's back in town.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Are there any 1-on-100 deals coming up?
Yeah, so 1-800-CO, as you do it every single time. They have a Bruins game coming up. Shout out to Kay Mezzi, who's just joined Ride the Wave for one of our...
Wait. Let me just say this real quick. If you don't know Kay Mezzi, he's the guy. No, this is an electric guy. I didn't know his real name until I saw him. That's why I texted you. He's the guy with, like he does, like, the Bruins and, like, hits his stick on the ground.
No, I figured it out today. I figured that out, literally 10 minutes ago.
So I had no idea that guy was his real name. My friends and I, we love the guy back home. Like, we'd always watch him before every single, Bruins game. In the playoffs, we'd always listen to him. And then, all my friends and I do it. When I found out that he joined Ride the Wave, I had to text all my friends right away. I'm like, dude, we just got this guy. They're all hype. Most of them actually follow along what we do. But, yeah, welcome to the team. Anyways, Babs, floor is yours.
I was just going to say, Kate Mezzi, shout out to him. It's someone that we've looked up and wanted to get part of us, and we reached out together, and we want to give him the proper shout-outs and the proper right that he deserves. That guy's a promo killer, dude. He knows what he's doing, and I can't wait because we have Kay Mezzi, we have Master Lane, we have Bruins Warrior, we got Roondog. The Bruins team, and the Bruins are one of the best teams in hockey right now. They should absolutely kill it. We got to give them some time, got to give them some adjustments, but by playoff time, they should be hitting all strides.
1-on-100 is the only online raffle website giving fans and experience seekers a chance to win tickets to live sporting events, cough, cough, Bruins games, concerts, music festivals, and more. Whether it be from your desktop or mobile device, winning tickets to your favorite event has never been so easy and fun. Choose your desired event, purchase a raffle ticket into the draw, and you can be the lucky winner. Same stuff every week. Go do it. If you didn't want to see... I met the winner. Spike Kings. Yeah, I was going to say this.
Yeah, I met the winner last night. She was awesome. She goes, the only reason why I won this is because I followed you. She got those tickets courtside. Well, somewhat courtside, but it's there on the floor, row A, $2. $1.95. $1.95 that she got and 2 tickets to go to the Celtics. What a great game that was last night, and we'll get more into that later on. I know we'll have some Celtics talk, and I'm excited to talk about it too because I was there. But You have to believe into this. We're telling you, you can go to these games for next to nothing. Even it's $10 to go to these games. Shout out to Mikey, the guy that won that went to the Jets game with Dito and Michelle and myself, and he ended up winning tickets to go to the Browns game, even though it was a rain fest. Doesn't matter. He won those tickets for $15.
I got soaked. I got soaked at that game.
It was terrible. But you know what? For $15 to get soaked on to go to a Patriots game, it's well worth it. 1-100 is making moves. 1-100 is going to be in this area. And you know what? They're going to be expanding to Philadelphia very soon. I'm working on something right now for those people that want to go down to Philadelphia, that want to see the Eagles and Patriots. We're working out something right now with the people down in Philadelphia, and we want to get you tickets down there for next to nothing. We are going to do it.
When is that game? Do you know the date?
November 17th, I believe.
I might have to make my way to that game. If we could pull just throw this next 1-100 thing. I do their ad reads every week. I deserve a little win here and there if I want to go to this Eagles Pats game.
You deserve nothing, dude. To be honest, you deserve
without me right here, nobody would know about 1-100.
You're in the middle of a huge federal case right now. That the last time I'd known. So.
Yeah, federal case. Let the record state I'm very innocent. I'm not even in a case.
We don't know about that. The last time I heard, that's what was going on.
Yeah, man. It's been some mucky waters here at Penn State for good old Ty. But hey, we're past that. Everyone's fine now. All right. Anyways, today is Halloween, and the Boston Celtics are 3-1. After starting out 0-1, we recorded, I believe it was last Wednesday, right after the Sixers came and just kicked them out of the building, out of the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, GRD and T-Guns too.
Celtics have a huge test against the Raptors their next game. Down most of the whole game. Kemba Walker is IT with his Mr. Fourth quarter time, something like that. Except he's on steroids. Kemba Walker has taken over the past 3 fourth quarters, minus the Knicks game. I mean, he still balled out then, but you didn't really need him. But especially when you need him against the Raptors and the Bucks, Kemba Walker came to play, got a dub, And the Celtics, I wrote a blog today, ridethewavemedia.com. Go check it out at Ty_Miller35. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Unbelievable, dude. They are so good. The whole team's just clicking. It reminds me of the 2016-17 IT team. Like, you go down just millions of points. At this point, everyone's like, there's no way they can come back. And they do. I don't care how. Like, a win is a win, especially in the NBA when, like, most playoff seedings decided by 1, 2, 3 points. Every game matters. Not points, games. I believe every game matters, exactly like in the MLB when every game matters. So picking up these wins, especially against the reigning NBA champions minus Kawhi Leonard, but we always face the Raptors tough no matter what. Kyle Lowry is still on that team. Faced the Celtics 1,000 times in his career. Then you face Giannis and the Bucks, who just absolutely just stomped you out of the playoffs. Kyrie Irving out of that team, and Sir Kemba Walker, we get a win. That's all I'd say.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think they've really embraced that underdog mentality that made him so electric the last couple of years before Kyrie got here. The biggest improvement, I think, Gordon Hayward. His aggressiveness is back. His drive is back. You can see it when he goes to the basket. He's not scared anymore. Well, I mean, like, not so much last night because I think it was more of a Tatum game last night.
Slow start, though, for him last night.
Slow start last night, but I think you can see it in his mentality. I think you can see how he drives at the basket, and it's going to make a huge difference down the stretch for the Celtics team.
This team is all Marcus Smart. This team and the chemistry is built around Marcus Smart. Now, I'm a guy that does, and I'm a guy that makes a lot of predictions. I spoil a lot of things. A couple years ago, trade deadline was coming. I say get rid of Marcus Smart. I say get rid of him and sell him. I was dumb for saying that because what happened was he got hurt. And it really showed that he's the vocal leader of that team. He's the only Celtic that's like left over from those like years past. He's the one guy that's left. He's the one guy that accepts the Boston Celtic culture, and you can see that he's out there in the
team to be good so badly.
I went to 2 games already. All right, I'm 1-1 in the season. Went to that Sixers game. This guy's flopping around on the court. He's trying to draw those fouls. He accepts that. Last night, he's getting that crowd back into the game when it matters. They were down 18 points last night, and that Garden was shook. They're like, are you serious? Well, no, Jaylen Brown. You didn't have Cantor in the game. Taco Fall, wherever he is, he's getting ready for Portland. But
concussion protocol.
Ceilings, yeah.
But Marcus Smart knows what the culture is. Marcus Smart gets them back in the game. Marcus Smart is the heart and pride. Marcus Smart is your new Kevin Garnett. They're not the same player.
Give him the captain,
not the same
dude.
player.
That's what I said last week.
But he is your new Kevin Garnett. He is that link. He is that
loud noises.
Kevin Garnett got that team into it. That's what made it. And that's what Marcus Smart is. And this is a great team. Chemistry is going to be key. Fuck Terry Rozier. Fuck Kyrie Irving. Seriously, this team is going to have the chemistry this year.
He wants them to be good so badly to the point that he rolls a Taco Fall size joint, gives it to everybody on the team, and they go to the movie theater to see a Terminator, which I guarantee most of those people just didn't even want to go. They don't care about the Terminator. But Smart's like, we're doing this together. He goes, did you see that video with him and Langford? He goes, oh, like a $4,000 check at Chipotle. And at the end, he goes, oh, I heard you like Chipotle. I like Chipotle too. I just wanted to pull a prank. Like, there was no reason to do that. Kyrie Irving would never do that. Kyrie Irving probably would have not done a prank. He probably would have actually made a pick up $4K worth of Chipotle. But like, he does the stuff that like he saw what Kyrie Irving did when the leader. He made Jaylen Brown trash. He made Jason Tatum trash.
Yeah,
those two guys, the J team, very good.
What was great is that the Celtics and Danny Ainge believed in Marcus Smart and said, we need to keep him. And now, if you look at it, you get rid of these certain guys off the team. There's one guy left standing. It's Marcus Smart. And if you're someone that's coming on the team, the culture is going to be you listen to him. Whether you're Jason Tatum or you're Kemba Walker or you're Gordon Hayward, which they are better players than Marcus Smart in certain ways, you listen to Marcus Smart. He's your leader. He's the guy that you're going to listen to. And it doesn't matter if he has a cold night, bad night. He'll take the fall, but he's going to be that guy that picks you the fuck up and gets you going. So this team has got something special now.
It's different than Al Horford, too, even, because Al Horford, he was never a vocal leader. He was led by example. He always played the right way.
Quiet guy.
He is the dad. He was the dad of that team. 100%.
But, like, you lose Al Horford and you pick up Al Horford rookie. Grant Williams had the hardest start. Yeah. I didn't expect anything from Grant Williams. I was always, like, he's a 2-time SEC Player of the Year. Kentucky plays in SEC. Like, Kentucky, anyone could be the player of the year. I guess it's like the KD stuff thing. Neither one of them could win MVP because they're on the same team. But Grant Williams, he's performed. Like, everything. I don't even think he's had, like, a bad – like, I'm sure he's had a bad possession. But every time I look up and I see 12 on the, like, screen, maybe it's just a Boston number. We got Brady in there. We got Brock. Wait, Brock Holt's 12, right?
Yeah.
We got Brock Holt. We got Grant Williams. Grant Williams is the stud.
And Carson Edwards, dude, give him time.
Yeah.
It's
give
a slow
him
start, but he'll
time.
be all right.
And in the middle of the season, this guy is going to be on fire for the Boston Celtics. Everything in the middle of this season will start clicking for this team, and they will be the best team in the NBA, hands down. And it's based on chemistry. And this is the time, green teamers out there that are watching, people that like the Celtics, this is your year right now. You are going to the NBA Finals with this team because they all believe in each other. And last night, this was given to me by Jacob Quimby. Shout out to him because I know he watches this. He said this. They held out Jaylen Brown last night. It was the flu. It's the Boston Garden flu. Jaylen Brown, he said that Jaylen Brown spent the entire offseason studying the Greek Freak, studying how to defend on him. And it's one of those Bill Belichick moves. Hey, we're not starting you tonight. We don't need you tonight. And guess what? They still got the W. And guess what? When Jaylen Brown plays against the Greek Freak later on when it matters, they don't have film on him. They don't have film on certain shit like that. Think about that. Belichick's a big influence in this market in Boston sports culture. I'm just saying like that. And that was an awesome take by Jacob Quimby.
For anybody, all you morons out there who I absolutely despise, they'd be like, oh, the Celtics won and Jaylen Brown wasn't playing. Coincidence? No, Jaylen Brown won us 2 games. Without Jaylen Brown, we don't beat the Raptors. Then he balled out against the Knicks. He got the only bad game he had was against the Sixers because he got foul trouble. Well, you see when he gets legit minutes, I had his stats right here, like counting all 3 games, but like you can't really count the first one. I mean, obviously you have to, but minus that, he's still getting 17.3 points a game, 6.7 rebounds per game, 2 assists, shooting 50% for the field goal percentage, and only 29 from 3. But that 3% point percentage will rise, and the field goal percentage is probably going to drop. Either way, he's productive.
Because when the 76ers were playing the Celtics, that's prime time. Then the next couple of games come around, people are not watching the game, like, oh, Jaylen Brown's probably still struggling. Well, that's just not the case. That's when you see who actually watches the game and who doesn't.
And 3 of the 4 games to start were on national TV.
And that Sixers game, by the way, there was like 55 fouls. Like that game sucked. Like the refs ruined that game. Both sides. They slowed it down. It made no sense what happened. But I will say this. I'm a pink hat when it comes to Celtics. I'm obviously not the big Celtics guy out there. But last night, you go into that game, you knew if you're a realistic fan, we're not winning this game. The Celtics are not winning this game based on the team that they're putting out there. Down 18 points. They came back. They got the Garden rocking against the Bucks. Out of all teams, that healthy team in the Milwaukee Bucks, and you beat them in the home court on a Wednesday night where it wasn't even filled in the Garden, and that place was rocking. Paul Pierce down there, getting the crowd into that. Wick on the sidelines. That place was rocking. That's Celtics basketball. That's what we're going to see during the season.
That's an iconic moment.
The chemistry is definitely there.
Yeah, exactly what Stafford.
Yeah, no, when he was going down the court, when then Paul Pierce came out of it and gave him a high five on Tatum, that's an iconic picture right there. It's going to go down in Celtics history. You better believe it, too. Because when Tatum
does from Jason Tatum already.
When he does take that step, he's going to ball out like only the truth did before him.
Mm-hmm. You got Tatum, 2 iconic moments. The one dunking on LeBron, seeing that he is a Celtic. He's not getting traded for Anthony Davis. He is here in Boston to stay. The paycheck is going to come due next offseason, but it is going to be well worth it. This guy's going to be in Boston for a long time. You see the chemistry that this team is building. I was convinced at the beginning of the season that all these NBA duos, that the Celtics were getting like overlooked for having a duo in Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker. But now that I realize it's so much more than just these 2 guys on the court at any given time. We see the chemistry. Gordon Hayward being healthy again. Marcus Smart, like you guys were just talking about, the captain of this team. This team has so much chemistry that boils down to way more than just 2 guys, as you see in a lot of the other NBA teams right now.
We talked about this earlier on other podcasts, like for the last 19 episodes, and when we talk about Celtics, right? And there has an identity crisis on this team. Whose team is it really? Is it Kyrie's team? Is it Terry Rozier's team? Is it Jason Tatum's team? Is it Jaylen Brown's team? This is Marcus Smart's team, and it starts with Marcus Smart. But the future is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and they're buying into them. That's the duo. And then you got a guy like Gordon Hayward and Kemba Walker, who are great players, but they're supporting pieces. It's not their team. They're the supporting pieces. They know their roles, dude. They're not coming in there with their egos and saying, this is my team. I am the Boston Celtics. No, the Boston Celtics starts with Marcus Smart, who's molding these young guys at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. and that you have the supporting cast of Kemba Walker and Gordon Hayward, and that's what's awesome about it. It's like a Cantor. When Cantor comes in, he knows his role. He's having fun with it, and it builds that chemistry. And when a team like that comes together, they're going to believe in themselves, and they're going to go far.
Kemba Walker has
They are
scored
very
98 points in his first 4 games, which is the most in franchise history. Wow. Kemba Walker has also missed a lot of shots. So that is a sign to come that if once he starts hitting shots, he might be averaging 90,000 points a game. They're gonna run out of room
when
with
he
the
turns
scoreboard.
it on, he is all right. He is unreal when he turns it on. I've talked about it every time. You see the Kemba Walker 15 jersey back there. The 2011 run he went on when he was knocking down these shots. When Kemba Walker turns it on, turns into cardiac Kemba, gets into that playoff mindset, when a few months from now, when that mentality enters his mind, when it's down the stretch and that bill comes due, Kemba Walker is going to be unreal for this Celtics team. You already see from the short snippet that we've gotten the first 4 games, like you said, it's going to be unfreaking real to watch this guy in the playoffs.
The best part of his game, just I've watched every minute of every game so far, not to brag, but he just has an unreal poise and handles the game. He had those 2 literally identical plays in a row. It was you set a pick top of the key, I'm gonna hit a straightaway 3. Third play, Bucks probably know what's coming. You send the same pick, you do a hesitation move to fake the 3, get Giannis a little moving, and then take a dribble in and step back.
Inside.
And he absolutely sent Giannis was walking back home to Milwaukee, and when Kemba did the step back,
he needs a map.
Yeah, I mean Kemba Walker, he just knows how to set up a play. I'm sure he wasn't thinking of that step back 3 times in a row. After hits the first, maybe I'll go for another one. Hits the second one, it's no shot, I'm going for another one, but I'm going to bait him into it. So that was something Kyrie
another aspect of this team that's going to really help out Kemba Walker. He can distribute now because he's not on a shitty team anymore. Because when he was on Charlotte, he was
actual NBA players.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's an actual NBA team. So now he doesn't have to deal with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist taking a crazy 3-pointer or Cody Zeller taking an inside shot and missing a layup. Now we can pass to Jason Tatum, to Gordon Hayward, to not Marcus Smart. We're not going to pretend he's an offensive genius or anything. But the thing is, Kemba Walker can now distribute. It adds a whole different focal point to his game, and this is going to be a dangerous Celtics team down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else? Wait, I just want to talk about this real quick. The Embiid versus Cat fight.
Oh, yeah.
That was a hug fest. It wasn't a fight. It was a hug fest. They were throwing each other around.
The biggest Cat fan out there is, like I said last week, I think we talked about it for a little bit. He's my favorite player that is not on the Celtics. So when I see him going after Philly, also, Ben Simmons, soft. Doesn't shoot threes, chokes someone up who's already on the ground. Embiid pokes someone in the eyes, and then he threw more punches to Mike Scott than he did to Carl Towns. I love Embiid. I really do like him. But if you go after Cat, I'm not going to side with Cat 100% of the time.
Two things on this. I love it. I love drama. I love drama, as you can tell. I love entertainment, and that's what the NBA needs. They need a little thing like that. And also loved, and I want to hear your guys' take on this, Karl Anthony Towns' Instagram post making fun of Joel Embiid.
All right, so I've been on many NBA shows in the past, just various things that get always picked up and dropped. And every single show, I've said the exact same thing. Karl Anthony Towns needs to have a mean streak to him. He's one of the nicest guys out there. This is his only quote unquote controversy he's ever been in. It's small scrap, who cares? But he gets a haircut. He starts wearing the dreads. He swings on Embiid. He puts him in a headlock. The most aggressive NBA fight we've seen in a while, which wasn't really aggressive of a fight. But he needs to have a killer mentality. He is unbelievably talented. He single-handedly, minus Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom was a visionary for this whole thing. Made a stretch 4. Him and Porzingis in that draft, they were always saying maybe Jahlil Okafor should go number 1. He's the typical big guy. That was when the Roy Hibberts of the world were dominating. The David West of the world. I'm just going to keep hammering Pacers. But then Cat comes into the game, 7'1", could shoot the ball. He had the exact same stat line his first 3 years in the league as Shaq, except he shot 40% from 3. And he hit 100 threes. That is good. Ridiculous. And so people always say, oh, Cat's too soft, Cat this, Cat that. He's never going to be anything. Jokic is better. You could argue whatever you want about Jokic versus Cat. I believe Cat's better. Simply because his will to score, if he's going to keep putting up 30-something a night, Jokic is a better, see the court playmaker. But I'd take Cat over, I think, every big guy except maybe Embiid.
I swear, quote me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this time last year, Ben Simmons and Karl Anthony Towns were out playing Fortnite late at night one night, right around this time last year. But these fights it's good for the NBA. You see the attraction it draws to hockey, and then especially this time last year as well, the Rockets and the Lakers getting into it early in the season really made for an interesting storyline going throughout the rest of the season. And since this was a West versus East matchup, they're not going to face each other a lot more. They only have one more matchup together. It's not until the end of March, so that's way down the line. But there will be an amazing storyline around what will likely be a meaningless game for the Timberwolves.
And that what makes the NBA special, because it's like a show off the court. We were saying this earlier, and I think when Kev was on. The NBA offseason sometimes is more like entertaining the NBA season, especially when all these big name free agents after their 4-year, 5-year contracts run up.
You have 4 sports that are all competing with each other. When it's their offseason, who's going to end up stepping up into that plate? And the NBA does a great job at that. Like you just said, Karl Anthony Towns, no. But Karl Anthony Towns has to make a
no.
For yourself.
Hello?
Absolutely.
He's
getting people on his side, Aaron Alls and stuff.
Babs, I didn't hear a single word of any of that. You're also frozen.
He's talking about Karl Anthony Towns. That's all I got.
Correct.
All right, moving on from that, though, official petition to start fights in the NBA. I want to start it. I want to see these guys scrap.
For it.
Put a clock up. 15 seconds.
And
let them just scrap for 15 seconds. Let's see what happens. Why not?
Take the punishment for it. Like hockey, there's a punishment for fighting, but it's meant to encourage your team. It's meant to get you back into the fight, basically. And what the suspensions just came out for this fight between Karl Anthony Towns and between Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid for 2 games apiece. I think that's a fair assessment. Maybe if you made it legal and maybe said, hey, you're done for the next maybe 1 game, you're done for a certain amount of time. But it's not like an encouragement, but it's also not a discouragement because it's only 2 games of the season.
Yeah, it's a little bit different too than hockey though, because in hockey you're on skates, so it's a little bit different, especially when the refs are crowding around you. But you're on your feet in the NBA, it's a whole different ball game. I say 15 seconds on the clock, let them scrap, and then pull them away.
7 minutes ago, it came out that they just suspended for 2 games. So that's a punishment. Who cares? Worth it. Anyways, let's move on to the NFL. Brandon, you want to recap last week's picks real quick?
Joe Stafford on the Welcome to the Freaking Show. Ty didn't announce, or you guys didn't shoot. I kind of froze and left a little bit early. Few different times
I'm playing your role today, by the way. I'm going through your pain.
But the last 4 games weren't chosen, but Stafford did go 11-0 in the games he did pick, choosing correctly the game that we all picked wrong, Chargers over the Bears, and as well he chose the Titans along with Ty. So the overall records from last week, Tyler finished 11-3, Babs finished
not bad,
500, 7-7. I went 12-2 with the most wins of the week. I feel like if Stafford had actually chosen, he would have gone 14-0. Had Tyler actually asked the last remaining 3 games.
I was more focused on hurrying the cows.
One thing, too, I said Minka Fitzpatrick would have 2 interceptions, and what happened?
Did it happen?
It happened. Minka Fitzpatrick, 2 picks.
I don't even know what team
we'll have to get on that. We'll have to get Stafford edits on a highlight.
Wait, Babs. What was Babs' record?
7-7.
You say it one more time.
Ha 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 ha! Oh, it's so funny. Oh yeah.
7-7.
So when I do bad, you guys can clown on me. But when Babs is bad,
on the show to explain my picks last week. I am driving back. I'm driving back from Philadelphia, and you guys want me to come on, and you guys want me to do this, and I'm trying to put my picks together, and I made it hard on purpose for you.
This isn't what happened. We scheduled around for you. We could have done
it
Wednesday.
I told you I wasn't gonna be able to come on.
No, you said I could do what I say. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll wait an extra day. And then it didn't work. Doesn't matter. And then you sent 7 for 7 picks. Not my bad. Not my fault.
Want someone that's undefeated on here. I want him done. I want Stafford out of it.
Oh.
I'm not looking.
He's gonna back it up this week.
First of all, my computer freezes. I'm the new Brendan of the show. Second of all, I go 7 for 7 right now.
What do you mean it happened once to me?
And I'm going to go back on my last take because it probably froze. Karl Anthony Towns is finding a personality out of himself. Okay? That's what he's doing. That's what I was trying to explain. And I'm glad that he's doing that.
But anyways, we got some great games to choose from this week. We'll see if Stafford can find
All
some
right,
way
Thursday
to
night
stay
football.
undefeated. And
Back to back.
Thursday night football is tonight. Halloween, we got two clowns of a team.
Spooky.
Now, we got the 49ers undefeated versus the terrible Arizona Cardinals. I'm picking 49ers, and I don't think there has to be a ton of analysis on it unless you guys are picking the Cardinals.
The spread is 9.5 here. I'm definitely going with the 49ers to maintain their undefeated streak, match the Patriots for 8-0 for the best record in the NFL. They'll stay pace with them, even though the Niners have had their bye week. I think they will cover that spread substantially and walk away from Phoenix with a W.
The Niners are riding high. They're riding high. They absolutely smoked the Panthers. 51 points, something like that. I don't know how many they put up, but it was in the 50s.
Played anybody?
They played the Panthers last week, who were rolling before.
Panthers kind of stink.
No, Allen stunk last week. He was
but even then, the Panthers if that's the best team that they've played, then I don't think the.
No, you're right. And the thing is, I don't really think their winning style is sustainable. I said it last week. Their defense is playing out of their mind, and their run game is playing out of their mind too. But Garoppolo hasn't shown me anything to make me believe they're an actual contender. So until Garoppolo does that, I'm not really worried about him for the Patriots. I will take them this game. I will. Kyler Murray is showing me something really cool, but I just don't think the Cardinals team has it in them to beat the Niners.
Am I live? Because I don't even know anymore.
You're good.
You're live.
I just ordered a 5-pack of Ethernet cables because that's what I'm going to start doing. There's too much going on the HQ. You know what I mean? I fuck Comcast, dude. Fuck Xfinity. This is the reason why. I don't like it if I get frozen like that.
I have Xfinity in my place. Xfinity's working like a charm for me. I'm not going to write them off. They're a potential sponsor.
Yeah, because Penn State makes their money. Penn State makes their money off of all those college athletes, and that's why you're fucking got good service.
Oh, that could be something.
Gotta pay them now, though.
Yeah, they play. Tonight, can I make my pick?
I said, who are you picking?
Can I make my pick? Am I allowed to talk right now?
My question was, who are you picking?
Okay, for the Thursday night game, I am taking $150 on the San Francisco 49ers minus 10 points. The San Francisco 49ers, tough division game tonight. They are proving themselves time and time again. Garoppolo and company stay undefeated. Actually crazy that Garoppolo and Brady are both undefeated. And the Colts
Garoppolo's not undefeated. His defense is undefeated.
Okay, you can say the same thing with Brady. Okay?
Yeah, you're right.
They're undefeated, okay? So take San Fran tonight. That's crazy. Kyler Murray, they might show up tonight. We'll see what happens with San Fran. Take San Fran.
No, they're not.
Texans, Jags.
Shut up.
Texans versus Jags at 9:30 in the morning. Jags home game. They always go to London. I'm assuming
that's
they're
a trap
in London.
game.
It is in London, right?
Yeah.
There's no other reason it should be at 9:30 in the morning. All right.
Jacksonville home game.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are better fans of London than they do in Jacksonville. I'm taking Texans out of the way because it's just the Jags franchise. Like they just blow the big ones.
So I'm going to tell you guys right now, I have my picks right here from Encore. This time around, I'm sticking with these because I just made these today. It wasn't like I made them 2 days ago. I made these today. I am taking the Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson. The Minshew Magic's done. It's over. Nick Foles is going to come back. Nick Foles is going to take over that team. The Minshew Mania, whatever you want to call it. Monster Dick Minshew, it's done with. Houston Texans going to get back on track.
Never heard that one.
LFG Sports, you can thank them for that one. Houston Texans come back in this game. They need to keep up with the Colts. This could be a Texans game all the way. They just lost J.J. Watt, but at the same time, I believe in the Texans. This is a must win. You lose this game, that's it for them in the division. I'm telling you that right now. Take the Texans.
I agree completely. This is a huge division game. It's a trap game, though. I really do. I think the Texans are still going to win, but it's a big trap game. I don't think Minshew Mania is done. I disagree with that. That kid has the it factor, and you can see it every time he handles the ball. He drops back, he looks around, he surveys all of his options, he can run outside the pocket. He can do everything. Throw deep, throw short, with accuracy, with power. He can do it all. And the kid is going to be a good player in the league. I wouldn't be surprised they'd roll with him when Nick Foles came back. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. You go with the hot hand when he was at the helm, and they've been pretty successful with him. Deshaun Watson is an absolute baller. Way too good for the Jaguars to handle Texans.
This is the worst cookie I've ever had in my life.
I'm taking the home London Jaguars this week. They're going to
the London Jaguars.
London Jaguars. The Minshew Mania takes hold and becomes the new Queen of England this week. And the Jaguars get out of London with a W.
Bears
Gardner Minshew's
at
like the
Philly.
Freddie Mercury of the NFL.
Because he has AIDS?
Yeah.
No, he's like.
Wait.
Are we allowed?
I just got really
Are we
dark.
allowed to say that?
Yeah, whoops. Rewind that. Bears at Eagles. Taking Eagles. Simple as that. I don't have a lot of analysis towards these games. I
Yeah.
just make my picks and go 11-3, all in a day's work.
This is going to be a great game because it's a throwback to last year with the double doink game. So
Double doink.
they'll be showing a lot of that going into this game here. You got to take the Philadelphia Eagles. They're starting to feel themselves a little bit right now. They went into Buffalo, absolutely showed and exposed the Buffalo Bills as frauds. The Eagles are going to win this game, and they go into the bye and face the New England Patriots right after that. I cannot wait for that game and be down there. You got to take the Eagles in this. The Chicago Bears are they're done. They're over with. And you know what? Oakland Raiders won that trade for Khalil Mack. It was a one-year thing. The Bears end up getting something out of it to go to the playoffs, but they're overpaying Khalil Mack, and they need a quarterback over there. They need a better team over there. The Bears stink.
I saw a take on Instagram. I don't know who it was by. I think it was Catch the Blitz. He's an NFL sports page. The Bills are the worst 5-2 team in NFL history. And honestly, I kind of believe that. I really do. What does this team have? Josh Allen's the most inconsistent quarterback in the league. Frank Gore's 60 years old. They have no receivers. What does this team have going for them that they're 5-2 besides their defense? I don't really see it. But anyway,
Hold on. Did you just say Josh Allen's the most inconsistent? We're talking about the Chicago game that involves Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. Mitch Trubisky might be done in Chicago after this season. I really wouldn't be surprised if they kicked him to the curb. Chicago loses. They stink. They were overhyped coming into the season and have done nothing to live up to that hype. So
I have a buffalo chicken wrap somewhere in my room. I just need to look for it.
I smell it over here.
So hungry, dude.
Buffalo, real good. I'm going with the Eagles here. Why not? This Chicago team is god awful. Based on what they've done in the past, they had that great playoff run a few years ago, or was it even the double doink? Getting carried by that defense the same way New England is this year, but the Eagles find a way to get.
Quick point about that game: Carson Wentz is a top 5 talent for quarterback. Not everything is a hot take. Top 5 quarterback for talent, not overall. I didn't say overall. I said talent.
Yeah,
and I firmly believe that.
That's this author's a top 5 author for just writing words.
No, there's a difference because he doesn't have anything around him. Nelson Aguilar stinks. Alshon Jeffrey's
okay. Derek Carr is top 10 in QBR.
Well, no, stats
got nothing around him either.
Stats are for losers, but talent. No, stats are for losers, but talent can be measured without having success. You've seen great players lose a lot.
How many Super Bowl MVPs has Carson Wentz won?
Not even.
How many Super Bowl trophies does Dan Marino have? We can go back and forth on this.
I mean, he was also playing in the 20s or whatever. when Plumbers came in. I mean, I'll never be on the Carson Wentz train. He got him. He didn't even get him to the Super Bowl. Anyways, Vikings at Chiefs. I've never gone.
I don't know about that. He would have won MVP if he stayed healthy.
He won.
He had 35 touchdowns in 10 games? He was on
Listen,
fire.
This ain't 4th and John. This is Boston's big 3. Let's move on. We ain't talking about the Eagles, okay?
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I hate you.
All right, well, I just totally went to a transition. We decided to go defend Carson Wentz's on it. Vikings at Chiefs. I've never betting Kirk Cousins Chiefs. Simple as that.
So I like that you keep doing that, and Jesus, the Kirk Cousins train just keeps moving on.
And it's going to fall off the tracks. He's he's drunk at the wheel. Never been here.
The big thing in this game coming up is Pat Mahomes. Is he 100% healthy? Is he playing in this game? Do not rush him back into this game. If you rush him back into this game, into the season, you're going to hurt him. Now, talking to Matt Gordon, our Australia mate over there that's still in America right now, has said that Pat Mahomes, they're probably looking at this. The Kansas City Chiefs need to win games because they need that 2 seed right now. They need to start fighting for that 2 seed, and they don't want to give that up, but you don't want to rush your future. The Kansas City Chiefs, if they let Mahomes rest a couple weeks, they could come back and win that wild card weekend, and they can go on a run, and that might be better for them. Minnesota going into KC is going to be crazy. They're going to take the W this week.
Yeah, so actually, I'm going to agree with you there. I think Minnesota comes out with a W. I hate Kirk Cousins. I think he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks since I've been alive, which has been a good solid 19 years.
Bottom 5 in talent.
Yeah, no, Kirk Cousins stinks. He's literally like a perpetual 8-8 guy. But I think they're going to rush Mahomes back, and he's going to get hurt again, or he's going to play poorly at least. And Kirk Cousins abuses that Kansas City defense because they're terrible too.
Dabs is punching the air. What's up?
I want Brendan to go first.
There's no way. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to stay. I don't even know what they did last week. Did they lost last week too, right? Or on the bye?
No idea.
They had a Thursday night game. They had a Thursday night football game.
Right.
Oh, against the Packers, right? And the Packers won.
Right.
Well, no, that was Sunday. It was Sunday night, and they had a Thursday night game on before that. KC could lose 3 straight home games.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here because the Vikings are rolling. We've talked about the Chiefs defense, how it's very, very like a sieve. You put the noodles in after you boil them. And Dalvin Cook is running lights out right now, and I think Dalvin Cook is going to probably have one of the best games of his career against this Kansas City defense.
Bend don't break.
Vikings.
Bend don't break right there. And here's my thing. Kirk Cousins is having a Joe Flacco year. That's what's going to be. Joe Flacco had one good year, and that's what Kirk Cousins is probably going to end up having this year. And then I'm thinking about it.
Job. Take the ball, give it to Dalvin Cook, and that's it.
And I'm thinking about it right now.
Throw it to two of the most, or you throw it to two of the most talented receivers in the league.
Yeah. Give it to
Kirk
Dalvin.
Cousins could go to the Super Bowl this year.
If he buys the ticket.
He's not good. He's not good, but he could have a very Joe Flacco-esque, like he could go on a run in the NFC's wide open. It's really anyone's taking, and he could go on a run and go to the Super Bowl and have a Joe Flacco.
But he plays for a Minnesota sports team.
That's facts. Wait, no. So Babs, if he's enjoying a Joe Flacco year, is Dalvin Cook Ray Rice now? Is that how that works?
I would be worried about the future for Dalvin Cook. Be careful what you do, man. Yeah, cameras are everywhere.
I take stairs all the time. All right.
Babs, did you say the Chiefs were losing or winning?
Yes, I'm picking Minnesota.
Okay. Right.
Colts at Steelers. Steelers aren't good, but they keep winning games against bad teams, and the Colts are pretty good. Jacoby Brissett going to keep riding that train.
100%. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Mason Rudolph. All right, see you later. Goodbye. Whatever happens. Where did Brendan go? Now we're losing people. There he is.
We're rolling. Keep going.
I gotta plug my phone in.
So, shout out to Mason Rudolph that's actually leading this team into victories and the team coming together. Tomlin's kind of saving his job out there in Pittsburgh. He's going to be gone no matter what. It's kind of crazy that the Colts, I think, are only -1 in this game. It's a pick 'em pretty much. The Colts are a good team. And we came on this podcast a long, long time ago. We had 3 different guys on here. And the Colts are going to win that division. The Colts are a very good football team. It's kind of funny to see Jimmy G and Jacoby Brissett live through that Patriots mantra. And the Colts are going to go in there this weekend, and they're going to win that game. Colts, got to take them.
I'm running with the Colts too. Jacoby Brissett is balling out, and a big thing for the Colts, they got Malik Hooker back last week or the week before that. Malik Hooker is a underrated safety. I'd say top 10 safety in this league. He's going to help that defense out even more. And Brissett bounces back from a kind of a rough game against the Broncos and puts up 30 points.
So did Brandon die? Or?
He had to plug his phone in. This is sloppiness. This is getting sloppy on Boston's big
back-to-back weeks.
People don't show up on here. People's videos don't work. I mean, it might end up turning into just you two. This guy's stuffing his face.
I've been here the entire time.
It's a wrap.
Wait, what? He's gone. It's like a ghost. I can't even see him.
Boogeymen. It's the Boogeymen.
I'm seeing ghosts.
I'm in Sam Darnold's head.
I generally can't see you, so this is kind of weird. All right. Brandon, you make your pick.
For the Colts game?
Yep.
Oh, I'm going Colts all the way. You know I'm going Colts on this one. Jacoby Brissett, the baby goat junior. Why would you doubt him at this point? 5-2 on the season against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why not?
You might as well just be talking behind me. Like I can't even see him, but I can hear him. All right, Jets at Dolphins. Trash versus trash. Jets get a win because I think they're kind of fighting. There's a bunch of just bad teams that are trying to win, but it just can't win. And then Dolphins tanking. Jets.
What week of the NFL season are we in right now?
I believe week 9.
It is week 9, and this is a matchup, and both teams have a combined 1 win.
The Jets should have 2 wins.
Thank you, the ghost of Christmas past. Thank you so much for coming in and saying that. No idea what you. So listen, the Miami Dolphins should have beat the Pittsburgh Steelers the other night. They should have done that. They realize they're tanking, but there's no way that Miami goes 0-16 this year. There's no way that they're going to do that. That's a huge embarrassment to the entire franchise. For the same franchise that went 16-0 and still are the only team that went perfect all the way, there's no way they're going to end up doing that this year. Okay? They're not going to, because 1 in 15 teams, you can forget about that. The Patriots were a 1 in 15 team. People forget about that. People don't realize that. The Miami Dolphins get their first win of the season this year. The Adam Gase train, this whole New York Jets team, they're in shambles. They are absolutely have no idea what's going on. And I think this is a game Miami stomps them and wins by double digits in this game. And I cannot wait to see what Le'Veon Bell's post game is going to be, because he believes in this team. He says, wait on it, wait on it. And this is another team that's tanking as well, too. They want to get themselves in the lottery. Le'Veon Bell's there for a couple of years. He knows that Sam Darnold's in that team. They know that. They're making trades already. They're getting ready for their tank as well. It's going to be – and guess what happens? Guess what happens when the season ends and the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins have the same loss record? It's going to go based on strength of the schedule, and the Jets might end up getting the first pick off of that. Think about those things like right there. So not that they're going to go for a quarterback. They have Sam Darnold. They have to stick with Sam Darnold. They have to believe in Sam Darnold. They might go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Miami Dolphins.
Quick point on the Jets. Their entire organization is they stink. I mean, Adam Gase is a bona fide scrub. Literally, yeah. And their whole front office is in shambles. They try to trade Jamal Adams on trade deadline day to the Cowboys. They tried to trade Robbie Anderson to the Packers. And now, this rumor mill's flying around. They tried to trade Le'Veon Bell, too. I mean, what are you doing having a flyer sale in the middle of the season when you have these guys signed for long term? That's just a bad business move. Why would you even consider doing that? I do believe in Sam Darnold. Yeah, it's because it's the Jets. I believe in Sam Darnold a lot more than you guys do, I think. The Dolphins absolutely stink. They reek. Ryan Fitzpatrick, it's not September anymore, so he'll start falling off eventually. I'm picking the Jets in this game.
All right, Redskins at – I keep forgetting you're here.
Hold on. I've been here the entire time.
Drop out and call in after.
What are you scared, man?
After you do this, drop out and call back.
I agree with you, Stafford. Sam Darnold, I do believe he will eventually be the best quarterback that was taken in that draft class from 2 seasons ago. But I am – holy cow, I can't believe I'm about to do this. Babs, I agree with you. I think the Dolphins are going to stand their ground. They're at home. I think the New York Jets are going to come in there and not know what hit them. These teams will both have 1 win after today.
Let's go!
Sunday.
Fish tank.
Yeah, wrong choice. Redskins at the Bills.
Big 3, we have 2 people picking the Dolphins to win a game.
Redskins at Bills. Redskins stink. Bills probably going to bounce back. I'm just kind of talking myself into this one as I go. I think I'm going to pick the Bills.
Yeah, this is kind of a crappy game. I don't really know who to pick at this point. I'm thinking the Bills just based off the fact that they have a quarterback and a solid defense, and the Redskins have Terry McLaurin, and that's pretty much it. That's the only bright spot they've had all season. So I'm going with Buffalo.
You know what? I'm very upset right now because Jonathan Batamosi was on Miami Dolphins and ripped our sign down and did all that down in Miami. And I looked him up because I was just thinking about the Dolphins. What's going on? He's on the Saints now. Fuck the Saints. I don't want them to win anything anymore. I'm pissed that he's on that team.
You should fight him in Miami.
I'm upset. And I hope, you know what? Oh, Jesus. I don't want to get into it. All right. I am picking the Redskins against Buffalo this week. I am picking the Washington Redskins. Whoa, Bab, that's absolutely crazy. Why are you doing that? Listen why.
Yeah, that one's
The Redskins lost 9-0 against San Fran. They only lost 10 points against a hot team in Minnesota on a primetime game. They just have a couple extra days off. The Buffalo Bills are frauds, and we've talked about this. The Buffalo Bills are about to go on a skid. They are going to do this. And when they lose to Washington Redskins, and you know Bill Belichick is out there, and someone in the New England Patriots is sending their Buffalo Bills game plan. Hey, this is how we played against them. This is how you played against us. Here you go. The Washington Redskins are going to go into Buffalo. Bills fans, Poncho Power, I like you guys a lot, but you are losing this game. Go Washington.
Have you been ranting this whole time I was gone?
Yes.
Give him an oxygen tank.
I'm very tempted to choose Washington after that spiel, but this team sucks. So go Buffalo.
Simple as that.
I can't.
All right, so you're picking Bills, I'm assuming?
Oh, I'm picking Bills all the way.
All right, so after that, we got Titans at Panthers. Like I said, I'll never bet against Derrick Henry, and I'll never bet for Kirk Cousins. So I'm sticking with the Titans. Yeah, simply because they have Derrick Henry and the Panthers don't. But
Panthers,
they have McCaffrey.
Panthers are still fighting for wild card. I can't pick against them at home. Simple put. Now they're starting rumblings about Cam Newton starting to come back as a starter. But I mean, it's a crapshoot game. That's the way I look at it. It is what it is. I'll pick the Panthers in this.
Yeah, this board stinks.
Yeah, this game stinks. But I'm taking the Panthers here just because they were embarrassed in the Bay Area last week. That was an ugly game to watch, a very ugly game to watch. I kept it on my phone when I was watching the Patriots game at Gillette, and I just couldn't believe the score kept going up. It kept going up and going up. Like, when is it going to stop? But the Panthers were embarrassed. They bounced back in a big way against a Ryan Tannehill-led Tennessee Titans. Panthers by 1 million.
I think this game will be a lot more interesting than people give it credit for. I think the change at quarterback was definitely necessary in Tennessee. I think Ryan Tannehill is not a long-term answer, but it's a short-term solution to what Mariota's problems were. He's a different type of quarterback. He's not the same exact thing you're going to get from Marcus Mariota, and that's exactly why they traded for him. I think this game will come down to the wire, and I think Tennessee will come out on top by a touchdown.
Lions go to Oakland. I'm picking the Lions. Screw the Raiders.
Uh-oh. No, I'm taking the Lions, too. I'm taking the Lions, too, just because Matt Stafford, the namesake, and coming off a cold. He'll still be good. Like I said last week, he's a top 10 quarterback in my eyes still. I think they get the run game a little bit this time. Their O-line's going to improve as the season goes on. Lions.
Brendan, I'll let you go first.
Oh, absolutely. Why not? So I've said it every time we've discussed the Detroit Lions on the show. I'm pretty sure that and one at the end of their record is a loss. They are 3-4 when it comes down to things. They lost a game versus Arizona due to a bad coaching mistake early on in the first game of the season. So this is a battle between two teams that are 3-4. I think one is definitely better than the other, and I think that team is the Oakland Raiders.
100%. 100% with that. The Oakland Raiders, I'm telling you, they should have beat the Texans last week.
Didn't.
And they're
lost. The Raiders stink.
The Raiders stink. Okay. They went all the way out to London and beat a Chicago team. They are fighting
that's an away game for two teams.
They're fighting tooth and nail against the Houston Texans. I believe in the Oakland Raiders. Derek Carr just needs that right. It sucks that Antonio Brown didn't work out, and that's the reason why I picked them prior to the season. If they had an Antonio Brown who kept his mouth fucking shut the entire time, and Derek Carr had a receiver around him, that would mean so much more. Tyrell Williams has been going through some injuries right now. Tyrell Williams was one of the most consistent wide receivers in the first 4 games, okay, in all of the NFL. So you got to look at this team.
Who?
Tyrell Williams.
Who said that?
He said boo. It was a ghost.
So listen. Oakland Raiders are going to win this game, and they know they're fighting because Kansas City, they're dropping right now. That division is still wide open. That's why I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated as a fair weather Oakland Raiders fan. This team right now should be leading the division. They've been fighting tooth and nail. It might not be their year this year, but they are fighting, and I'm picking them every single week, no matter what.
To add fuel to the fire a little bit, NFL.com did their midseason Super Bowl predictions, and the Raiders made one of the selections. They had the Raiders beating the Buffalo.
Oh my God.
I forget who they're beating. But, it was stupid, I know. But just adding more fuel.
Even I know that's stupid.
Bucks at Seahawks. If you come to Seattle and you're the Bucks, you're just not going to win a game. So, Seahawks.
That might be the best reasoning you've ever had on the show, and I agree 100%.
I mean, the Bucks stink, and then Seattle's home field advantage is unlike any other.
What happened to Bucks Mania? What happened to you?
They let me down 3 times. They let me down 3 times. That's what happened. I hopped off.
It's kind of crazy because Seattle's not a good home team this year. And if you can't win this game against Tampa Bay, you stink out loud and you're not going to win the playoffs. They're better off to be a wild card team that has to keep traveling. I will take Seattle, though. I don't believe in Tampa Bay coming over there and winning that game.
So the crab legs have fallen off the wagon for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Seahawks Seahawks by 1,000.
Seahawks are a real contender this year.
Packers at Chargers. What's the Chargers record? Are they 3-5?
7-1.
The Chargers are 7-1.
Oh, no, Packers are.
I was gonna say what?
3-5 for the Chargers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They're 3-5. You're not gonna beat Aaron Rodgers. Simple as that.
It's actually crazy that the Packers are only -3.5 in this game, and they're traveling out to LA. There's gonna be more Packers fans in that game than there will be Chargers fans. Like
they don't have a.
There's going to be cheeseheads everywhere.
There's going to be a Lambeau Leap going on there in LA. You got to take the Packers all the way in this game.
Oh, could you imagine if there was a real Lambeau Leap at the Chargers Stadium?
And there will be.
Fun.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
That's going to be fun.
The Pack is back officially. I'm ready to say it. Aaron Rodgers for MVP campaign has started. I would not be surprised if he wins MVP, and I would not be surprised if they go deep in the playoffs this season. Phillip Rivers, huge Phillip Rivers guy, future Hall of Famer. Aaron Rodgers still beats him, though.
Browns at Broncos. Browns seem to be imploding from the inside out. OBJ spends more time with Tom Brady than he did Baker Mayfield maybe this whole season. After that one game, Baker goes against the media. Broncos, I don't even really like the Broncos. I love the Browns. Like, they just have a lot of marketable guys. I like them all. They stink. Like, simple as that. You're 2-5.
So I said
Broncos.
I said that I was going to go off of everything that I picked on this sheet, and this is the one game that I'm actually going against it right now because it just came out after I picked it. Joe Flacco's out 4 to 6 weeks with the Denver Broncos.
I changed my pick to the Browns.
I don't even know who their backup is. The backup, let it fly, baby. This Browns team, this is a must-win for them. If you lose this game, your season's done. You have proved that you were the paper champions, that you were supposed to win it all, and you lost to the lowly Denver Broncos. And that's why I'm picking Denver in this game. A backup quarterback coming into this game, a home game. Let it fly against the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's done. You saw that video. Baker Mayfield rattled. He can't even answer questions anymore. This is it for them. That's it. That's done. Your season's done. Baker Mayfield, I want to root for him. I love him. You are officially overrated.
The new starter for the Denver Broncos, Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen. Who the hell is Brandon Allen?
Like Kyle Allen. Who the hell is Kyle Allen?
He's like an 8th grade sub.
Who's Gardner Minshew? That doesn't matter. Who are these guys that are coming in?
This is the year of the backup quarterback.
Brandon Allen guy. I don't know anything other than his first name, but I know he's more elite than Joe Flacco.
Damn. Yeah, who's talking right now? Anyway, I'm taking the Browns back against the wall. They're going to have to ball out, and I think they do. Baker's pissed he lost that game. You saw it in the interview when he went off that reporter. He's poised to make a revenge game. Browns.
I'm taking the Denver Broncos with the other guys here. I think this is going to be another rattling game for Baker Mayfield going into his first game. I think in Denver, it's just different to play there. We see successful guys like Tom Brady go into Denver and just not have the same success they've had other places around the country. It's just something different about the mile high air up there, and Baker's not going to get it done in Denver.
Brandon, what did you have for me for this game?
I got the Broncos in this game.
No, for me.
For this one?
What did you write down?
You took the Broncos.
All right, whatever. I'll stick with it. Sunday Night Football. I was debating whether or not to change my mind. Whatever you had written down was going to be my final answer. Pats Ravens in Baltimore. Huge test for both teams, I think. Both of these Pats really haven't played anyone all that great. You could argue. They've just been dismantling teams. This is a legit quarterback. Lamar Jackson is here to stay in the NFL. He's probably the best quarterback that Pats have played all year. Oh, he's back.
Oh, baby Shark, what's good?
I'm never going to bet against the Pats, so I'm obviously going to have to take them. But what's the spread? Like 3.5?
3.5. That's a great spread.
To the Pats or the Ravens?
-3.5 for the Pats.
All right. I think they went by a touchdown.
All the chips on that one.
Here's the thing. Let me go first here. I'll be very quick. Listen, If there's one game they dropped this season, it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens game. Yep. Same time, the Pats are fighting for that 1 seed, and you don't want to drop this game to the Baltimore Ravens because they most likely could be the 2 seed, and they will end up owning that game on you. Remember that. This is a game where I see the defense on the defensive side not showing everything against Lamar Jackson, not showing how to contain him, not showing what to do. Screw Nick Boyle because he said out there, I want to see when they play a real team like us and Lamar Jackson. This is a game where you're going to see the Pats offense pulling out all the tricks of their book. They're going to do all those flea flickers. They're going to pull out everything that they have because when they know
Hail Mary.
When they know, exactly, when they come to Foxborough, they could play vanilla, ground and pound. Tom Brady's going to save his body for the Super Bowl. That's when the defense steps up and they show things that they didn't show in this game right now. So I actually expect this. And at the same time, though, are the Boogeymen really want to give up 21 points? Do the Boogeymen really want to give up that? Because they start losing that luster of their team. They start losing that. It's kind of crazy. A lot of different things go into this game. Patriots win this game 21-17.
The X factor for me this game, I was tempted to take the Ravens. I was very tempted to take the Ravens. I'm going with the Patriots just based off of one thing. The inexperience of the Baltimore Ravens receivers. Our secondary is the most intelligent. I'll go with intelligent. Is the most intelligent secondary I may have ever seen. The scheme with Bill Belichick going in there, he's going to be having a game plan for Jackson. I'm getting a spy from Jamie Collins on him the entire game. And I think Gilmore locks down half the side of the field. I think McCourty has another pick. And I think the X factor is the inexperience of the Baltimore Ravens receivers, and they can't get it done based off that fact.
I'm a Pats fan. Go Pats. Pats by a million.
Tom Brady, dude. Get a large ice.
And shout out to Stephon Gilmore, Defensive Player of the Month. Like,
well
that's
deserved.
Thing about the secondary.
Finally, Monday Night Football. Cowboys at Giants. Picking Cowboys.
Cowboys. The Giants have nothing to play for anymore. Tank it. That's it. Move on. Daniel Jones is your future.
Brandon, you want to go first?
He's saying Giants.
I got the Giants. I got the Giants in this game. There's not a lot of reasoning behind this game, but I don't agree with you when you say that they don't have anything to fight for. If they win this game, they're only a game behind the Cowboys, and they just keep going up from there. I think the Giants will keep fighting in the NFC East, and I think that it's there's not a nail in the coffin yet. It's just like resting there with the hammer on its way down. And this, if the hammer comes down in this game, they're done. But they still have a chance to make something out of the season and see what they have in store, figure out the players that they want to keep long-term, and then figure out the other guys that they want to move on.
The Giants have lost 4 games in a row, and one of them includes a home game against Arizona. They stink. That's
all right. I wanted Brandon to pick the Cowboys so bad because I'm also taking the Giants. If Daniel Jones coming out...
Get these morons off the show.
Who went 11-0 last week? Who went 11-0 last week? Exactly. Anyway, Daniel Jones, 4 touchdowns last week. If that was not his coming out party, this game will be. This is a statement game for Daniel Jones as a player for his career to get the hype around him solidified. The Giants been away a touchdown.
You're in the NFL. You don't want to be a mediocre team. You don't want to be a middle of the pack team because when the picks that you get, you're just stuck there. Okay. And yeah, picks are thrown at the dartboard. The Giants can lose this game, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're magically in the top 4 race for a draft pick next year. That's what the Giants need to be. And especially having Saquon, and you know that Daniel Jones is not a bad guy, and you have Golden Tate too. They have something they can build off of for next season.
If any of the NFL GMs out there are listening to this, pick just a defensive stud from Penn State because you have Saquon there. Penn State's defense is the best defense in the country. Going into the Michigan game, they've allowed 7.8 points per game. You pick any of those people, especially with what's his name? Saquon at Penn State. They're already boys. You take Yetur, you take Michael Parsons. I think they were literally like best friends, one of the Yetur and Saquon. Anyways, pick them. That's my plug for Penn State. I'm going to do after every single show. We're 8-0, about to be 9-0, going to the college football playoffs. Simple as that. Speaking of playoffs, your Washington Nationals are the 2019
Washington Nationals
World Series champions.
2019 World Champs. We had a fun little live stream on the Hot Corner Instagram yesterday. Throughout the entirety of the game, we had a bunch of the guys coming in and out, talking about the game, just kind of hanging out, watching it, very, very relaxed. Kind of a slow game to start, but then things turned around. Second inning, Yuli Gurriel hit a monster shot, laser shot out of Minute Maid Park in a second to the Crawford boxes in left field, similar to Fenway's Green Monster. It was out in a hurry, and then Astros added one more in the fourth inning, I think. And then the seventh inning is when the Nationals really turned it around. It's been a consistent theme throughout their playoff run, this historic playoff run as a wild card team, getting all the way to the World Series, getting all the way to Game 7, the last game of the MLB season, and finding a way to win it all. The late game heroics, you see it from the wild card game, Juan Soto's not walk-off, but a base hit into right off Josh Hader to score 3 runs and give them the lead. And then again in Game 5 versus the Los Angeles Dodgers against Clayton Kershaw, they were down 3-1 and found a way to tie it up late, and then Howie Kendrick hitting a moonshot of a grand slam to win the NLDS and move on before they ended up sweeping the NLCS and getting a week off before the World Series, taking the Astros to Game 7. And this Astros team is not something to be taken lightly. This is arguably one of the best teams to ever make the World Series, and one of the best teams in a regular season in a long time. Even though they don't have the same win number as the Boston Red Sox of last year, the Astros were an unreal dominant force to be reckoned with, and the Washington Nationals gave them everything they could handle and more, and found a way to go 5-0 in all their elimination games and win Game 7 of the World Series, all without winning a single game at home in the World Series. They won all 4 in Houston, in front of that crowd. The Houston fans didn't see a single win unless they traveled to Washington, D.C. It's been definitely a crazy season. I know, Babs, congratulations. You chose the Nationals before the postseason had even started. We had to go back and double check, make sure that those were legit. On September 29th, he took them and stuck with them all the way through. I had my Baby Shark cereal, popping champagne. It was a fun night. How could you not be romantic about baseball? I think this definitely continues the theme about what the city of Washington, D.C. has been able to accomplish the last few years. Push the Redskins aside, push the Wizards aside, but the Washington Capitals winning their first Stanley Cup a few years back, and now the Washington Nationals winning theirs.
Last year. They just went back-to-back in championships, and now Sports City right there.
Sounds familiar.
DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
definitely an up-and-coming sports city. Not in football, but...
You could thank Donald Trump for that. But anyways, Listen. No, it's just like making that face. Listen, the Nationals, the reason why I picked them was because of the Bryce Harper situation. That's a team that fought back to get themselves in that one-game wild card game, right? And it's just like, imagine this team goes all the way without Bryce Harper and wins it all. And that's what happened, and that's awesome. I give a shout-out to the Washington National fans because I went there for my first ever All-Star game last year, had a great time in the city, had a great time sneaking into their like a little club over there where I didn't have to pay a single dollar, and I got all these drinks and food for free, and I got this little bobblehead from the All-Star game at Max Scherzer right here, and I've had it right next to my desk all season long. Shout out to the Washington Nationals. If you're a fan that believed in that team after you got rid of Bryce Harper, you're a number one player by miles, and you stuck with that team. Congratulations. You earned that World Series. You stuck with them 4 straight games. Imagine that on the road, 4 games in a row on the road in the World Series. You win every game. After dropping 3 straight games in the World Series, you go there. And also, shout out to Boston Fro, traveling all around, all playoff series long. And we got to witness that through his eyes, to be all over the place. Great job, MLB. MLB Hot Corner, also great job to end the season. Brendan, you carried them. Tyler, you suck. And, and great job by Brendan. I can't wait to see what the MLB guys have in store for them next season.
The sad part about this whole ordeal is that the Red Sox are no longer the reigning champions. Had to get back on the video.
It's over.
It doesn't matter anymore. Gotta take it off.
All right, I have 2 takeaways in the World Series. First one, Juan Soto better have woken up in a hospital bed because of alcohol poisoning because he just turned 21. The next day, he has champagne showers. Like, if he didn't wake up with an IV attached to his arm, he didn't do it right. And second, I'm not going to be impressed with bat flipping until someone runs around the entire bases and then flips the bat. Like the Bregman and the Soto stuff, like run it up first.
Yeah.
I need him to just take a lap and just
That's the only thing I
to,
could
like,
think
the
of.
balcony.
Is that legal? Can he actually do that?
You can do that if you want to. You're
Why not?
gonna get
Fine.
You're gonna get a pitch thrown at your face the next at bat, but
Yeah, and then you charge the mound with the bat. Like, either way, you come out winning. All right, let's get into some DMs and wrap up the show. Should pull them up, but
The longest Big Three podcast of all time.
yeah, I try to keep them in an hour, but
we're not the Boston Power Hour.
Well, we
can do
were
this
very
as long as we
excited.
want.
Listen, Babs, people don't understand the grind that I go through. I go down to New York City to be on NFL Fox. That got screwed over, but Peter Schrager, shout out to him, recognized the Spike King. Come back up here. Got to work a couple of days. Go back down to the Jets game. Fear the Boogeyman sign. Wouldn't let me in with the sign. Had to leave that. Had to stuff it in my cargo shorts and put it behind me. Boom. We're on the Patriots Instagram. Boom. They shut them out. Boom, I'm on the New York Post. Guess what happens? I'm in Philly. A couple days later, I'm on NBC Sports Boston, right in the background with Jason Tatum shooting a free throw. What happens a couple days later? I'm on 98.5 The Sports Hub, just yakking it up after being up for 24 straight hours. What happens again? Boom, I'm up for another 24 hours after that. I'm in the downpour, in the rain, Cleveland Browns game. Guess
you
what?
work at a hospital, right? You work at a hospital?
We don't reveal things on here.
All right.
What's going on? You're overstepping your boundaries right now. Do not talk about that. You keep personal life over personal life. Yes, I'm a construction worker at a hospital.
I've seen him working.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's get into the DMs. Dylan Murdy, is Stidham the future Patriots quarterback, or who? God, this is the worst phrase question. Is Stidham the future Patriots quarterback, or should we look into drafting a guy like this year?
He'll be a bridge guy. I think he'll be a bridge guy. He'll be a short-term option for maybe 2 seasons, and then they'll draft the real guy.
They're going to draft their guy in the next year. It's going to be a competition. Brady's going to outlast all these guys no matter what. That's a stupid question. They said there's no stupid questions. That's a stupid question.
Oh, did you hear the stupid question we got last week? I forgot the guy's name, but I hope we didn't ask another one.
You were not happy. You were.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It was literally like one of the very first topics we ever talked about. It was like Brady's house for sale. He's like, oh, Brady's out of here by trade deadline. Like, you moron. All right, who do you think will be the MVP of the Red Sox next year? From Matt.Gran11.
It's going to be between Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts. I think my vote will be on Xander Bogaerts just because of his tenure with the Red Sox. He's been there, done that a million times, and his numbers only get better. Rafael Devers will be trailing right behind him, but his numbers won't overtake Bogaerts. But Bogaerts will have one of the best seasons of his career next year.
I'm going with Devers just because I've seen the track record of how Bogaerts has been inconsistent. I'm betting on the potential with Devers. He's going to smack a ton of home runs next year. I'm betting on the Marshmallow Boy himself.
Hey,
the Michelin Man.
Jay Bowman, 2000, who's the rookie with the most potential for a breakout game? I'm assuming he's talking about the Celtics. Carson Edwards. Yeah, he can just shoot. Like, that's how you're going to break out if you had 1,000 points.
Jared Stidham.
Which Ryan_Anderson_77. Do you wish we had taken a chance on AD? The same AD who's told us multiple times, he's like, I don't want to really be here.
All set. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Guys. I can't believe how many people out there, and I know who's watching, those 20 viewers out there, those people that said, let's trade Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum for one player. Screw you, because you put all your eggs into one basket, that player gets hurt, your franchise is done. One player doesn't make the team. Talk to Bryce Harper about that one, right? Not one player makes the entire team.
Shots everywhere.
Chemistry that comes together that makes the team, okay?
And you don't get these iconic moments if you're trading for AD.
If one person made the team, Paul Pierce would be a 5-time champion, okay? Obviously, they had to bring people in to make the team what it was, and that's how they won a championship. Dwayne Wade, you needed Shaquille O'Neal to come in there to win your first championship, okay, buddy? Then you needed LeBron James and Chris Bosh to win your other championships, too. So you need other players around you. And they did. I know they did. But they won 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
Tim_Mac_, what is everyone's opinion on World Series Game 7? We just said it, so you're welcome.
It was a slow game for the first 7
lowest rating.
And then the 7th after happened, and then it was the best game in a long time.
MLB needs game 7s, but you just said that lowest rating. MLB sucks now. MLB is the 4th sport. I am putting hockey over them. And I don't care what your ratings say, but the millennials that come up, they're going to like hockey more than they're going to like baseball. Baseball's America's pastime, and guess what? You guys are in the past. No one cares about you. Start adopting new things into baseball and talk to me in the future.
That's what was one of the fun storylines after Game 6, like Tyler was talking about earlier, with the bat carrying instead of a bat flip. These guys are carrying their bats down to first base. It kind of became a storyline of the game, and that was one of the draws to the game. This Game 7 was the storyline between what was going to happen with Alex Bregman and Juan Soto, what they would do next if they were to hit a home run off the ace.
I'm going to turn this political right now. In baseball, baseball, fuck the old timers. Baseball is a racist sport. There's a lot of these people that cannot adapt into the new culture of today's age. And a lot of these people you guys can make your faces, I don't care. There's a lot of these guys that are up and coming, that are coming from different cultures, that are going to make the game fun. And a lot of these old timers that don't want to accept that. And that's what's going to ruin the game. Accept the new culture that's coming in there that's making this game fun. And that's what's ruining baseball altogether.
I do.
Back in my Sox of 4 days, I took probably like half an hour talking about the Yasiel Puig stuff. Like, that's
that was awesome.
The highlight of the game for me last night, because I have no stock in it, I'm a Sox fan. The celebrations on the Nationals bench were hilarious. Those were literally the funniest thing of the World Series I've seen in like ever.
Some of them was
That was
even thinking about a couple years ago where you got the Sox bullpen and they're just playing and jamming out. You want to see that and not turning that into the race thing, but just saying like, this is the newer times. You have to accept that culture. You have to accept the fun that goes into it. But again, baseball is a sport that is 55 plus. That is their demographic. Seriously, that's what it is. And the younger generation, and us, we have short attention spans. So we're just like, we like basketball and hockey and football. Even though football's a slow game, it's that bang, 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 bang play. Baseball doesn't have that. Yeah, and baseball doesn't have that. If we go to a game, 9 innings is so long. They need to adapt to the times of our short attention span and make baseball. Look at wrestling and just a different thing. Their ratings stink. No one watches wrestling, but what they care about is YouTube. They care about social media because that's where they get their views at the end of the day. That's what MLB needs to focus on, that shit.
MLB copyrights all their highlights, so until they do that.
They shouldn't. They should accept that. NFL doesn't. NFL wants you to share everything. These teams want you to share all that shit. And MLB makes all the money. We don't get it wrong. They have all the advertisements, but they are slowly dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 18 to 24 crowd is not there.
No.
Anyways, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I'm ready to head down to Baltimore this weekend. I fly out on Sunday. We have to wrap this up because I have to go over to I Love Boston Sports. This is where you get your Boogeymen, the official hoodie. Edelman coming out today off the top rope with his own Boogeymen version with JE11 shop, which was very interesting after this has been out for a couple of weeks. I'll head out to Baltimore. Cannot wait for the bye week. I'm getting tired. 9-0. The Patriots will be heading into the bye week. What a crazy season it is. And I cannot wait to get down to the Super Bowl when the Pats are undefeated and we're going to that last game. Could you imagine an 18-0 Patriots heading into the Super Bowl in Miami, a place that they struggle in, and Babs is at the forefront of all of it. And Babs could be at the forefront of the perfect season that hasn't been done before. Can you imagine that? Because we're getting close to it. We're getting there.
I will say you have, like, I don't know how, but I feel as if every time I open up Instagram or Twitter on like Sundays or something like that, you somehow always go viral. It's like weekly. Like your face is everywhere.
It is kind of crazy.
And you know what's been funny this year is meeting people like, say, at the tailgate this past week. I don't follow you on Instagram, but dude, I see you everywhere. I just see that. And people start respecting the hustle. And to those people out there, fuck you. Because you're the same people that didn't believe me last year. You're the same people that fucking put me down last year. 100%. I know who supports me. I know that those people are there, and I'm so appreciative. But those haters that turn into supporters, and I like and smile at it because I can still say, fuck you. You never believed this since day one. I know where the vision's going. I know where we're going as a team, and I cannot wait for the future.
I will say you do have a lot of Penn State fans. I put you on to a bunch of them. And,
I thank you. I appreciate it. You didn't help me out when Barstool was down there, but you're in a different world. You had a lot to go with.
That's a story for another day.
You had a lot to go on down there.
All right, this has been episode 19 of Boston's Big Three, presented by 100. No, sponsored by 100, presented by Ride the Wave Media. We will see you guys next week for episode 20.
Hammer the spread.
That's our 5 month.
Hammer the Pats spread.
3.5, baby, tonight. San
Hammer
Fran,
the spread.
-10. Take the Pelicans tonight, +180. The Pelicans are 0-4. They're going to win this game tonight. Babs is going to go up 7:30. Babs is going to take that money. We putting it all on the Patriots at 3.5, and we're going to be celebrating next week. Let's go, baby.